तू कमले बना के रखते गल्लां बिलो चकमी जी फील दियां अख तेरी डूंगी जही झील दियां गुत्त तेरी जिवें सपनी मुंडे लैंदे तेरा नां बिलो जपनी बुल्लियां नू सोहणिए गुलाब कहां जड़िया हुसन बेहिसाब कहां I love bitches, I love you You got me babe, I got you फिकर कातिल अखियां blue ਤੋੜ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ I love bitches, I love you You got me babe, I got you ਫਿਕਰ ਕਾਤਲ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ blue ਤੋੜ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਫੋਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਤੇ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ 'ਚ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦਾ ਸਕੂਨੀ ਰਾਜ ਤਾਰਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੋਂ ਵੇਖਦਾ ਏ ਜਗੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅੰਬਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਮੂਨੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਏ ਹਸੀਨ ਲਿਟ ਹੋ ਜਵੇ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਇੰਨੀ ਏ ਹਸੀਨ ਲਿਟ ਹੋ ਜਵੇ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀਨੇ ਆ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਨੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਅੱਜ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ I love bitches, I love you You got me babe, I got you ਫਿਕਰ ਕਾਤਲ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ blue ਤੋੜ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ I love bitches, I love you You got me babe, I got you ਫਿਕਰ ਕਾਤਲ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ blue ਤੋੜ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਡ ਤੇਰੇ ਮਹਿੰਗੇ ਆਏ ਤੇਰੇ ਫੱਬਦੇ ਆ ਲਹਿੰਗੇ ਘੁੰਮ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਕੱਢ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਉਹ ਜੀਨ ਵਾਲੀ ਜੈਕਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੂੜੀਆਂ ਬੱਲੇ ਨੀ ਰਕਾਨੇ ਮੈਚਿੰਗਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੂਰੀਆਂ ਦਸਾਂਜਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੱਸ ਕਾਹਤੋਂ ਦੂਰੀਆਂ ਅੱਜ ਪੁੱਛ ਲੈਣਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਹੱਥ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਨੀ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਅੱਜ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ I love bitches, I love you You got me babe, I got you ਫਿਕਰ ਕਾਤਲ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ blue ਤੋੜ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ I love bitches, I love you You got me babe, I got you ਫਿਕਰ ਕਾਤਲ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ blue ਤੋੜ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ
What a great way to start this beautiful saucy Sunday. Chat, how we doing? How we doing? So thank you for starting our Sunday perfectly just like that. Here we are, saucy Sunday. No hoops today. Well, we got some college hoops. We'll talk about that in a minute. But brought to you by our sponsors over at Bet Online. Make sure you guys tap in with that QR code for a free $10 bet deposited straight into your account and for $1,000 match deposit bonus. We got a lot to talk about today, somewhat. All-Star last night was fun. All-Star Saturday night, we had the skills competition, the three-point competition, and then the dunk competition, right? We had the Rising Stars Challenge take place on Friday. A lot of fun there. And tonight, we have the main event, the NBA's All-Star game. 3 teams. We'll talk about all 3 rosters. But before we get into any of that, Sook, I know you and me definitely hurt by a little bit of this, but that Canada-USA game, that energy, they brought the energy and they may have solved. Now, I don't think we can solve the problem the same way in the other leagues, but they may have solved the All-Star game issue.
Yeah, I honestly, this Four Nations has been hype. The fights were dope. Everything that happened to kick off that game was awesome. But I really love that at the end of the day, that won't become the story of that game. The story of that game is that the Americans played absolutely stupendously on their own end. They controlled the puck, kept it out of the front of the net. They looked great. They looked fucking scary. But luckily for us, if we can get a win here, it's early to start the week. We could see them on Thursday.
Can I just say, I see all you Team USA fans that ain't watched hockey. Now, and I know that you're a big hockey guy, but I'm just saying, all the guys on Twitter that all of a sudden it's like, oh, Canadians this, tweeted that, blah, 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 blah.
I
How many hockey
don't
games did you
mind
watch
it.
this season?
I don't mind it
I'm just
because
salty. I'm salty we lost. That's it.
it's okay.
I'm
You
one
can
of
be
those fans.
salty. I think the
You know?
dope thing is that the game needed to grow because there's a lot of talk early. Like I was reading an article the other day, a couple of weeks ago, forget where it was, but it was that the weak Canadian dollar is hurting the NHL because so much of their revenue comes from north of the border. So now to see the game getting all of this spotlight, you're seeing all of these people like Barstool and everyone getting involved, getting excited. It's dope to see. Honestly,
It really.
even catching the L, it's just like Landon said, best hockey game ever.
Hey, I'm just saying, what was it? Like we were on like a 17, I think, head-to-head USA versus Canada win streak. We needed that to end so we don't have to go into the final with that same type of energy. You know what I mean? We can go
Mhm.
clean slate and just get the win on Sunday.
I mean, Crosby
Thursday.
hasn't lost. That was his first international loss since 2010, I think. Yeah.
Crosby is the bee's knees, man. That guy is
Oh,
the real deal.
the atmosphere on Thursday is gonna be fucking insane, whether they play Canada or not.
I know. I really wanted to get there to Thursday, but we can't forget about Finland. We got Finland first, right? You gotta get a win in regulation as well, right? I think an overtime win would solidify it for Finland to move on.
Yeah, I saw that too. There's like a little bit of a stipulation in there. Finland needs Lauri Markkanen out there.
No, not even the Jazz need Lauri Markkanen out there right now. He's been bad.
That's a good transition. Real quick before we talk about last night, let's talk about Lauri for like 30 seconds. What the fuck is going on? Dude signed a max deal. He started slow, but then stayed slow. Is Lauri just not the guy anymore?
I don't know, honestly. It's really hard. I know that he's been in and out of the lineup. I think it's got to be maybe he's not that guy. I don't know. I still believe in him. His size, his shooting ability, everything like that. He's been playing on a team that hasn't been playing with much motivation and just kind of playing with different pieces without, I think, one goal. So maybe that has to do with it too. But this season he has not lived up to the money he was just paid. What about you?
Hi, Mr. Jesus.
He's in the washroom right now hiding from his fiance. Pasuk, what about you? What do you think about Lauri? Is it the case of wash or is it a case of, like SPJ said, is he 100%?
I guess he isn't 100%. Honestly, I've always been a fan of his. He was fucking jerked around a little bit in Chicago and then had to come on with the Cavaliers, then was moved on from there as well. Then with the Jazz, he had that crazy season where he averaged 25, gets the max deal. I maybe feel like he's just like kind of coasting, knows this team isn't that great. Injury, obviously, that's always a thing with NBA players or any athlete. So I don't know how much I prescribe to that, but should we jump into our reactions from yesterday?
Absolutely. Let's jump right into it.
All right. We'll go in order. We'll start off with that skills competition. We'll leave Mac right where he belongs. We'll get to him. But the Spurs, they tossed that ball around, got disqualified. The Cavs won again. Evan Mobley joins rarefied air with like Steve Nash as some of the only players to ever win multiple skills competitions. Evan Mobley having fantastic season, averaging 38% from the three, career highs across the board, and the Cavaliers are the first in the East. They won that skills comp. What do you think? What's your reaction? Because me personally, we're talking about eliminating events. The skills comp is like from the Giannis Antetokounmpo brothers showing to like last night. This shit is hilarious.
Yeah, the skills competition, like I remember back in the day when we had guys like, like you said, Steve Nash running it. It was fun. There was some you were interested, you wanted to see who's gonna win. And then last night we just see the Spurs kind of come in and like just if you could take it any less seriously, right? That I wouldn't know what else you were doing out there. And I just want to know, so from your perspective, was that a Chris Paul idea or a Victor Wembanyama idea?
I was gonna say I think they took it too seriously, and that was definitely a Chris Paul move. Because when the official came over and showed them the paper, Chris Paul was like that angry kid in the principal's office. He ain't making eye contact with nobody. He's looking around. Wemby's the one reading the sheet. And it was even funnier that after the sideline reporter comes over and tries to talk to them, the NBA official covers her microphone and goes, "Nope, they ain't getting no interview."
No interview. Like that was insane. It was so weird. Like he's just out there, like throwing the ball. I don't know. It wasn't fun. It just kind of like if that's what we're doing with the skills, like this is supposed to be for fun, right? Why are we trying to cheat the system at All-Star Weekend?
I think they should go back to having it like just one competitor through a course, fastest time, keep it a little bit simpler. That's how I remember it being when we were kids.
That's what it was. I didn't even understand the 2 team. Like, why do we have teams of 2? Why are we running a relay like this? It used to just be a obstacle course. It was an obstacle course where you had to do certain things, and it used to be exciting. Like, remember when we saw who was it that hit the half court shot over somebody when they were both running back? Was it
I
was it
don't know.
Tatum? It might have been Tatum.
Was it
I don't know.
Tatum? I think you're
I think
making
it was.
that up.
I'm not.
Tatum.
I'm not. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find
The
it.
fact that you can never remember anybody's name and you just like brought up an old thing and then we're like Tatum? No.
All right,
dude.
fine.
You
Whatever.
have early onset dementia, my guy.
Okay, whatever. Okay.
Find it.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, the celebrity
2019.
game. 2019? Was it Tatum though?
2019. Yeah, Tatum won the skills competition with a half court heave
There you go.
against Trae Young. Bang! There it is. Yep.
Dang. W memory recall. Prove me wrong.
Right.
Prove me
I can
wrong.
present. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, while Vsauce
That
costs
was
one
karma.
out, we'll
Karma.
go on and talk about that the 3-point competition. That first round was absolutely brutal. Even Dame got eliminated. Your boy Tyler Hero comes out on top, but your other boy Norm Powell had a really bad showing. I was talking about how his shooting mechanics and the flow of his game did not fit in the 3-point competition. 3-point competition. We talked about this the other day. We talked about how people are saying maybe it overshadowed it. Maybe it will take over the dunk comp, but that doesn't seem to be the case, right, V?
No, after last night, like in years past, the one thing you could depend on was like consistency in the 3-point competition, right? It's never gonna disappoint. It might not wow, but it's not gonna disappoint, right? And Norm disappointed yesterday. Dame with a chance to go 3-peat and become the third player, all that kind of stuff I said yesterday. All for nothing. Buddy Hield was another guy whose ticket I was holding to watch him put up 31 in that first round and then sell the bag on the money rack at the end. That was just absolutely horrendous too. Lost by 1. I don't know. It was gross. And it just all of All-Star weekend, like so far, has been very, very underwhelming.
No, the dunk comp was good. We'll just move on to the dunk comp then, since you were a little underwhelmed. Mac McClung, 3-peating. Like Kevin Love posted on X, if you saw that, if anybody is going to get NBA players back into the dunk comp, it's going to be Mac McClung winning 3 times during the month of Black History. Kevin Love, all-time shit poster. He came out of nowhere. V, how are you feeling about Mac's performance? I personally feel like Stephon Castle was robbed a little bit, but I'm sure I'm in the minority in that.
I think Stephon Castle definitely has a case to be made. Some of his dunks, in my opinion, were very, very exciting, right? But the thing is too, Mac's been in this now 3 times. He understands how the competition works, the things you can do. Whereas a guy like Stephon Castle, you could see it. He wasn't bringing out cards, he wasn't bringing out props, but he was giving you great dunks, right? Mac's dunks were fantastic too. The reason I say that it was just underwhelming is because outside of those 2 guys, we were seeing missed dunks, no real excitement, and maybe it's just because Mac is a 2-time champ going for that 3-peat. Then you got Stephon Castle, a rookie we've been watching a lot of, but Andre Jackson Jr. and Buzelis, it didn't live up to the hype, and we need to get back to the days of guys like VC and guys that we love watching play the game actually participating in the dunk competition. Because right now, Mac's going for 4-time next year, the memes aren't going to stop, and it's just getting more and more embarrassing in my opinion.
Once I saw the Kia, I knew Castle was cooked. I knew my ticket was completely fucking cooked when I saw that Kia.
I do gotta say though, jumping over the roof of the car is more impressive than Blake jumping over the hood of the car. Yeah.
Switching over to the All-Star game was a tough choice for me.
Where he grabbed it and then he turned around, that one was a pretty filthy dunk too. But the Stephon Castle around the bag, right? The one where he comes from the baseline, I don't know. Those guys put on a good show, but in my opinion, we need 4 competitors that are going to put on a show. 2 out of the 4 is not enough to make the entire competition hype.
And Mac is short, Prendy, but the thing that kind of bothers me as well is that he's hurdling. He hurdled the car. You know what I mean? He caught the ball. It's much different to try to gather when you have the ball in your hands. And I think what hurt castle, and he thought that this was definitely probably going to get him more points, was the simplicity. He didn't put on anybody else's jersey. He didn't bring anybody out. Like, I was thinking he might try to dunk on Wemby. It's insane. So McClung was 6'2", but I feel like, yeah, some of the dunks were impressive, but I did not like the one with the fucking spinning chair. What do you call that thing? Hoverboard.
The hoverboard.
The
Yeah.
hoverboard. Sauceman, Sweatpants needs your CBV play before he dips.
I will text it to him because it's still in process while we talk about this. I'll text it to you, SPJ. I love you. It doesn't start though for a while, so. All right.
You got any more thoughts on the dunk comp?
Last thought is just, again, I guess not even the last thought, it's the same thought. Bring back the real guys who we want to see in the dunk competition. I'm tired of this every single year becoming a meme. Now the NHL has stepped it up, right? The NBA needs to do something.
Then what would you do if you were in charge? Adam Silver puts you in charge to save the dunk competition. You putting in any rules? You dragging anybody and forcing them to do it?
I'm putting up big money. Because if you put up big money and still nobody responds, then you can look at the players and be like, hey, you know what? Like, now it's on you guys. You guys are just being like you guys are scared of the dunk competition, right? Now it's not on the league. The league puts up $1 million for to take home for the champion. Who doesn't want that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think you got to put up a big pot for the dunk competition. Until that happens, nobody's taking it seriously anymore. Nobody wants to be a meme for free.
I mean, it's a decent pot. McClung has made more money winning three champion dunk comps than he has from his NBA salaries, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, like that, but the bar's very low there with his NBA salaries. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we want star players to play guys who are making max contracts, we got to make them, we got to move the needle for them then.
I think Giannis duck again. Well, not even Giannis duck. I think Ja just tweeted it out, probably feeling some type of way after some Henny watching this. And it's going to be like LeBron sitting in the crowd saying he'll do it, and then he never did. It's going to be
it's all cap. All these guys are cap artists. Nobody's doing it. Just eliminate it from the game then.
Yeah, there you go, Gerald.
I wouldn't put my money on it. Yeah, agreed. It's not happening. I think there's nothing to do right now to save it. I can't think of anything. Hopefully it's something to save this.
Just money?
Game.
I think you go back to, like, you structure it a tiny bit more. You can have your round one when you have 2 dunks. You can have props in round 1, but then the final round, 0 props. You just go dunk for dunk, and you see who the best dunker is. And then I think Mac could find a way to compete in that too, because I doubted him. I said it's not worth betting. I don't think he's getting the 3-peat. I made the joke that he's going to go the way of the Chiefs and fail to do so. So I think instituting a little bit more structure into the event definitely could guide guys into being more competitive, because hey, this guy's not going to just bring out a hoverboard or get a partnership with Kia and it's going to be cooked from the first move.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I just think right now it's not for me. It's not something I'm tuning in or like planning my weekend around anymore.
Well, did you plan your weekend around it this time or last time?
But when I was young, you know what I mean? Like in the heydays, like when I was young, the Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon days. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was All-Star Weekend was an event that you look forward to. Now it's like, man, now we just don't get games for a week. That's how I look at it now. Before it used to be like, oh my God, All-Star Weekend's here. We're gonna have some big games. It's gonna be fun. Now it's like,
I'll give my hot take on that. Yeah. I think the All-Star Weekend is for kids, and everybody that's complaining that the All-Star Weekend fucking sucks only remembers the All-Star Weekend from when they were kids. They only remember watching highlights of Jordan at the All-Star Weekend. Nobody actually fucking gives a shit as an adult, and that's what everyone is feeling. That everybody criticizes this event for no reason. It's a nostalgia bomb.
Yeah, but then you got the dunk competition. We can agree that the dunk competition used to be fun.
Last night was fun. Mac won for the 3rd time. He jumped over Ikea. You said it yourself. His dunks were impressive. How was that
They
not
are,
fun
but,
then?
but what I'm saying is like there were 4 dunkers in the games that were putting up dunks. It wasn't 2 guys that were missing. It wasn't somebody sitting as a minus 250 favorite, and it wasn't somebody coming out of the G League to like save the dunk competition again and again. There's just so many factors in it that take some of the excitement out of it, despite good dunks by two of the guys. That's it. And I hope the All-Star game and the changes they made today brings out a little more excitement, because in years past, even with the rule changes, it hasn't been. And should we jump right into that?
We can, but just last point on this. Pendy, there's always something to bet. I fucked up and I bet the Castle to win, but somebody in chat, I'm pretty sure it was Crazy Pellet yesterday, was saying, guys, just take Castle to make the final plus 115. And that banged.
That banged. That was smart. Because I had money with you on Castle too. I also had money on Buddy Hield and Norm. So there's stuff to bet on if that's what you want to do.
If you want to make donations like us.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's move it to the All-Star game. So tonight there's going to be a new format, a mini tournament. Teams will play to the score of 40. There's 3 teams these are the All-Stars. And then the 4th team is the Rising Stars team that won on Friday. Sauceman, Team Shaq is the OGs. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, our boys Tatum and JB, Durant, Harden, and Lillard. Then we got Team Kenny, which is the young stars. You can see there they got guys like Jalen Williams from the Thunder. And then Team Chuck is the international team. If you go through each team, the favorite is Team Shaq, the OGs. I don't know if that number has moved on Bet Online, but before we talk about which team we would wager on, which team stands out if you didn't know who was the betting favorite? Because I honestly thought that Team Chuck would be.
I see what you mean, but I do think that Team Shaq, I kind of do give the edge to. I think that I give Team Shaq the edge here. LeBron James, another All-Star game. You got Steph Curry possibly playing in one of his last All-Star games. AD's not even playing, right? Or is he playing?
KD's playing.
AD.
Oh no, AD is been replaced by Kyrie.
Oh yeah, okay. So like I think it's a good squad. I would definitely say that Team Chuck, this international squad, is scary though, with Jokic, Giannis, and Shea on the same team. Like just imagine the lineup out there with Jokic, Jokic, Giannis, and Wemby. That's gonna be fun to watch. The 3 towers. What? Oh my god.
I think. Yeah. Do you think the Rising Star team has any chance of winning a game? They're gonna play the OGs first.
The OGs first? I don't know. So okay, so like, can you give us a little breakdown on the tournament and like how it's gonna work here with 3 teams?
It's 4 teams. You keep saying 3, but it's 4. It's these 3 plus the Rising Stars winners.
Oh, plus the Rising Stars winners. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand. Okay. I thought when you kept saying like Rising Stars, I kept looking at these, not like Rising Stars, these young stars.
Since you're a visual learner, I got you right here. There you go.
Thank you. There we go. Okay. Holy, this just opened up my world. But yeah, no, I don't think the Rising Stars are going to win a game. I don't. It's nice to be here, but these guys almost lost to the G League squad yesterday. We saw that at the end, right? The G League team looked pretty good. I think that I got Shaq's OGs, man. Unfortunately, I got Shaq's OGs. What about you, Suk?
I think it's funny that JB and Tatum are on like the OGs. I don't know how I feel about that. They don't feel like OGs to me.
You got a ring. You go an OG. OG. You know what I mean?
I think they'll definitely if they lose to any team, I think they would probably lose to the Global Stars.
Yeah.
The thing that hurts the Global Stars is that Giannis is out and Trae Young is a Global Star.
Oh, I forgot about that too. You got Trae Young over Giannis now.
Yeah.
They won't even get that 3 big man lineup.
So if you're looking right now, I'm looking on my book. Team Kenny versus Team Chuck. It's a 4.5 point spread to Team Chuck. And then Team Shaq and Team Candace is a 6.5 point spread to Shaq guys in the OGs.
So is it going to be like, is there a final score again?
Yeah, I said 40 points. They're playing 40.
Oh, maybe you froze for a second. I didn't hear that. Playing to 40 points. 6.5 point spread scares me when you're playing 2-way number. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, like these guys just get into a scoring match or anything like that. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense, Prendy. You're right.
I think the 40-point score is gonna make it a little bit more competitive, and I agree with you. I think 6.5 is a lot, but I would not touch that 6.5.
No, I wouldn't. If anything, take the money line. But I would, if you're gonna have some fun with this, just take somebody outright to win the entire thing instead of taking these individual spreads, right? Like the Rising Stars are gonna come out with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and you never know, right? You make these guys sweat just a little bit, things can get ugly, and it's the All-Star game. I just think that
I think they're gonna get clapped.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the OGs have some guys that are gonna try hard. Like, and a bunch of guys that can hit the 3 ball. You got Dame, you got Harden, you got KD, you got Steph. Like, they're just going to be launching from deep.
Do you want to cook something for this, or is that just insane?
No, let's definitely cook. Let's cook.
Okay, let's go to the first game. We'll go to Shaq and Candace. I am getting player props for everybody. But this is insane. Like, it's just milestones and first basket. Oh, first basket.
I think that's all we're gonna end up getting, which isn't bad though.
Prendy thinks Wemby All-Star MVP.
Really, Prendy?
Plus 800.
With the after the performance he put up in that in that skills competition, he'd actually have to shoot the ball in this one.
It's like 10 points for everybody is plus money, but it's like pretty crazy. You can do like Keontae George for 10 points plus 235. You can do Dame for plus 290. The worst odds for 10 points, well, best odds, long shots. Trace Jackson Davis, Ryan Dunn, Jalen Wells. It'd be interesting to see who starts for them. Jalen Brunson plus 2,000 for MVP?
No, it's not fucking hitting. Jalen Brunson. Let's see. What do we have here? What about who do you think Sook is gonna actually like try hard in this All-Star game? I guess that's the question.
I don't think there's any way to know that, dude.
Like I got on here
LeBron.
on the blue book, LeBron to score 8 points is plus 182. 8 points in that first game. I know there's only 40 points on the table, right?
I could
for each team, but
chat is thinking Brunson takes it serious.
I think it takes
Shea for MVP.
Okay. Before let's talk about this Team Shaq first, chat. We'll get to we haven't moved on from this one yet. We gotta pick somebody in this first game. No,
we can just take the spread, dude. I don't know how I feel about taking anybody. Like, how do you know who's gonna play what?
But we both said we don't like the spread.
No, I said I think they get clapped.
Yeah. All right, let's take the spread. Dame to score 4 points is minus 150. 4 points. He's not going to score 4 points in his first All-Star game, like against these kids.
I mean, the books think he's not playing. He's older. He's been into a lot of All-Star games. I don't think it matters to him. I don't think he'll ask to play at all.
JB to score 4 points is minus 188.
I don't know. He's a fucking weirdo, man. Oh, I lost my sauce. Sauce, you frozen? Oh, you good?
No. All right, let's take the spread. Let's take the spread. But that's it then? That's it from this one?
It's an All-Star game. What are you trying to get up to, dude?
But what I'm saying is, like, if we're going to just cook 2 legs, one from each game?
Yeah, I don't think we can do much more. Like, who's, like, do you, if you know, for, like, if you have an edge somewhere and you want to take something, then pitch me. But otherwise, like, I think that it's pretty insane.
Jokic to score 4 points is minus 138. But my argument is only the fact that the minus 6.5 is also just as insane. because like it's an all-star game. Nothing matters at all.
Dude, it's like Stefan Castle, Edie, Keontae George, Dalton Connect versus Curry, LeBron, Durant, Lillard, and Tatum. Like
I agree.
I don't know. I'm actually shocked you think that this is going to stay within 6.5.
I'm only saying that because there's a 40-point limit. That's the only reason. Because
Yeah,
it
but what
only
if-
goes up to 40.
What if they just decide like, yo, we don't want the first game to drag out, and they just come out there and go crazy?
I would hope so. But you would like, all right. That leg is then. But what about the next game? Young
Okay.
stars and global stars.
Okay, we'll do 4 legs then. We'll do the 6.5 for the OGs, and then we'll take one guy for 10 points, and then it will be a full on like lotto ticket.
Okay. so
LeBron for 10 points is plus 210 on my book. Durant plus 210, 20. Curry is the lowest odds at plus 180.
I'm getting LeBron for 10 at plus 320.
Holy.
Oh, you can't even parlay that with the spread. Oh, you can't parlay any of these over here. Can you parlay it over there?
Oh my god, I can't. Nope.
There's no SGPs, eh?
No SGPs. Yeah, so we can only take the spread. Can we
Yeah.
parlay the both
Nice, yeah.
spreads? You can parlay both spreads.
But do we like the other spread?
Well, let's talk about it. We can see who's on each side. You got Team Kenny taking on Team Chuck, the Global Stars. This game is actually going to be very good, I feel like. But
What about the over in this one?
the over.
75.5.
Oh, interesting.
If this one gets close, we would need them to like, you know.
Dude, that's actually sharp. If we think it's going to be a good one.
But that's basically taking the 4.5 too, isn't it? Because like to get to 75 points, we would need both teams to score at least 35 points. No, it's 6 points. Yeah, we would need both teams to score at least 36 points.
That's 72.
No, but that because then somebody would eventually get to 40, right? So then we'd have the
What's the total you're seeing? On my book, it's 75.5.
75.5. Because then we might as well just take the dog, no? Because then the dog would have to cover. Like the game would have to stay within 4.5 points for it to hit the over.
I don't think Team Kenny wins.
Me neither. Should we just take the money line? Be soft?
I don't think so.
Oh,
we
plus
par-
one is more.
Can we do the over and the money line? You can do the over and the money line.
Yeah, we could do that.
If you do the over in both, and then you do the money line for Team Chuck and the spread for Team Shaq, it's plus 922.
It's not letting you combine all those on the blue book.
Yeah, I can book it for both of us.
Yeah, I'm down for that, but I don't think chat will be able to take it. That's what I'm saying. Right, chat? Can you guys build that? What we could also do is just build a full-on lotto. Take the LeBron 10 points, like you said. We both like that. And then take somebody for 10 points in the other game.
We can do 2 like that. Just put a cup of coffee on both. So I have that one built out. If you do it on my Canadian book, it's the over 75.5 for Kenny and Chuck, and then Chuck on the money line, and then Shaq 6.5 with the over in that one to 73.5. That's plus 922.
That feels spicy.
And then if you go into this Shaq game, you said you want to take LeBron.
I was saying LeBron. I had LeBron for 10, Brunson for 10, because chat was talking about Brunson from the other game. But again, on the blue book, it doesn't let you combine these, even from 2 separate games. What are we doing?
Yeah. It's not going to let you.
What the hell? Chat, what about you guys? Like, what are you guys using for this stuff then? Sorry, so go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think we leave it there. It's all-star game. We don't need to pound our heads too much.
No. I'm
I
down
think
with
it's
that.
good there, yo.
Yeah.
Proper Page said you can do it on Bovada, who are also partners with us. If you get a code on our website, bettingnews.com. Queso's on DK. Yeah, I think we just leave it there, dude. Sports betting, also a partner of ours.
Yeah. .ag or .in? I think
IN.
.in is racism, casual racism from Gerald in the chat.
Okay. I think we call it
Alright.
there, dude.
No, let's call it there. Let's call it there. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Bro,
Nothing casual.
the housekeeping. Are you gonna do the housekeeping, or are you just gonna?
Yeah,
burp?
no, I was actually just going to talk about my college basketball play first before we get into the housekeeping. So I got one college basketball play for everybody that actually wants it from me for some reason. Here we are. Let's pull up. It is it's starting here at 10 a.m. I know 11 a.m. It's Drake. Drake Bradley. I'm taking Drake minus 5.5 in this one. Drake's at home in this one. They've been playing good basketball over the last few games. I know that their scoring hasn't been there. Bradley's offense is ranked 63rd in the country, averaging 79 points per game. But Drake's defense has been what they've hung their hat on this season. They rank 30th in defensive rating. And I think with Bradley coming into this one on the road on a Sunday, this feels like a spot where Drake's just going to kind of get the better of them. They had a very low-scoring game back in January. Drake won that one by 7 points on the road. Look for Drake to handle business once again here at home, minus 5.5. It starts at 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, Drake minus 5.5. So I'm assuming you don't have a college basketball for the lads?
I do not. I had Alabama yesterday, and it was not good.
All right. I'm going to try to go 2-0 on the college basketball season so far. Chat, thank you for hanging out with us. We don't have many plays to talk about the All-Star game. Make sure everybody tunes in. Sook is obviously on. You said the Team Europeans, not Europeans, Global Stars. I am on the Team OGs. Let's see who wins tonight. But yeah, tap in with our friends over at Bovada, Bet Online, QR code at the top here for a free $10 bet and a $1,000 match deposit bonus. Free money all over the timeline. Make sure you tap in with us at bettingnews.com. We got college basketball. We got NBA coming up all next week. The Four Nations. NZ has been hot as fire in there. I think he is 12-2 now going into these next couple of games. Go Canada. We hate the USA. Shout out to everybody that was in here. We will see you on Thursday in the final. All right. Get us out of here, Sug.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep.
Now I know y'all be loving this shit
What
right
you know
here.
about rolling?
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do now?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about